Billy Bob Thornton is a Hollywood legend, but even legends hit walls. And on the set of Landman Season 2, that wall has a name: Taylor Sheridan. No improvising, no wiggle room, no rewrites, just one rule: stick to the script or don't show up. But is this creative discipline or a dictatorship dressed as genius? Today, we're digging into the real reason Billy Bob can't bend a single line, and why Sheridan's strict set might be driving some of Hollywood's best talent away. The real reason: Billy Bob can't improvise, genius control, or creative cage. When Billy Bob Thornton stepped onto the set of Landman, he brought decades of experience and a reputation for improvising lines that steal the show. But on a Taylor Sheridan set, that freedom hits a brick wall. According to industry whispers and Thornton's own subtle hints, there's no making it up as you go under Sheridan's watch. Every word, every pause, every glance is pre-scripted and locked in. It's not just direction, it's doctrine. Sheridan is known for writing every single episode himself, often refusing to let even the most seasoned actors tweak his dialogue. His scripts are tight, cinematic, and sharp, but they're also rigid. For someone like Thornton, who thrives on nuance and unpredictability, it's a creative straitjacket. Some actors find brilliance in Sheridan's structure. Others, they feel boxed in. The question is, does that kind of discipline create art or kill the soul of performance? Fans might assume a powerhouse like Billy Bob would push back, but that's where it gets interesting. Instead of rebellion, Thornton has played it cool. He hinted in interviews that Sheridan's control is unique and very specific, choosing his words carefully, like someone navigating a minefield. Whether that's respect or quiet resistance is up for debate, but one thing's clear: Landman isn't a place for improvisation. It's Sheridan's world, and even Hollywood legends have to stick to the script. What happens if an actor breaks Sheridan's rules? On a Taylor Sheridan set, the rules aren't just suggestions, they're sacred. Sheridan is famous for treating his scripts like gospel, and actors are expected to stick to the lines word for word. But what happens if someone doesn't? According to insiders and cast interviews, going off script isn't just frowned upon, it could get you cut from the scene entirely. In Sheridan's world, creative freedom isn't a free-for-all. It's earned through trust and total commitment to his vision. Stories have surfaced from Sheridan's other shows, like Yellowstone in 1883, where actors who dared to improvise were quickly shut down. Some scenes were reshot, others were scrapped, and in one case, an unnamed actor was allegedly removed from a day's shooting altogether for not respecting the material. It sounds intense, but Sheridan sees it as preserving tone, pacing, and voice, all essential to his tightly constructed cinematic style. Even big names like Billy Bob Thornton tread carefully. When asked about his experience working under Sheridan, he smiled and said, "You come in knowing it's his show and you respect that." Translation: this isn't a playground, it's a tightly run creative machine. And if you break the rules, you don't get a slap on the wrist, you get replaced, reshot, or written out. It's Sheridan's empire, and even the stars know you play by his rules, or you don't play at all. Does this explain why Sheridan shows feel so raw and real? There's something about a Taylor Sheridan show that just hits different. Whether it's Yellowstone's knife-sharp tension or 1923's gritty emotional weight, fans often describe his work as raw, real, and unfiltered. But what gives it that edge? The answer might lie in Sheridan's famously rigid script control. By locking every line, pause, and exchange into place, Sheridan doesn't just write a show, he composes it like a symphony, where even one missed note could change the entire feel. This hyper-controlled approach strips away the fluff. There's no room for overacting or unnecessary improvisation. What's left is a lean, purposeful rhythm that mirrors real-life conversations: clipped, awkward, urgent, honest. And because the actors are delivering lines exactly as written, the intensity feels intentional. It's not just good acting, it's the result of razor-focused storytelling, where every beat serves the greater truth of the scene. Sheridan's grip might feel suffocating to some performers, but it could be the very thing that gives his work such emotional punch. In a landscape of TV that often feels manufactured or overly polished, his refusal to compromise may be what sets his shows apart. He doesn't chase realism with shaky cams or ad-libbed chaos. He builds it word by word, exactly as he envisioned. And somehow, in that discipline, the messiness of life shows up more honestly than ever. Billy Bob versus the script police. Does he secretly hate it? Billy Bob Thornton isn't just a name. He's an artist, a guy who's built his career on characters that breathe, stumble, and feel unscripted. So when he walked onto the Landman set and found out there would be zero improvisation, it wasn't just surprising, it might have felt like creative whiplash. According to sources close to production, Sheridan's word-for-word script policy is so strict, it's earned the nickname the Script Police, and if anyone's ever clashed with that system, it's someone like Thornton. Publicly, Billy Bob played it cool, saying things like, "You've got to respect a writer's voice." But dig deeper into his interviews, and you'll catch moments where he hints at discomfort. Phrases like, "You don't really get to explore much," or "You come in and execute," sound less like praise and more like polite deflection. For an actor known for bending a role until it fits like a second skin, being told exactly how to walk, talk, and breathe might feel more like a cage than a canvas. So does Billy Bob secretly hate it? Maybe not hate, but it's clear he's not thriving in it. For him, the magic happens in the unexpected, the unscripted breath, the improvised pause, the spontaneous look that wasn't in the script. On Landman, that freedom is off limits. And while the show may still benefit from Sheridan's tight control, fans can't help but wonder if Thornton's full potential is being quietly held back by the very structure that's meant to make the show great. Could this be why actors are leaving the Sheridanverse? There's been a quiet exodus from Taylor Sheridan's universe, and it's not just about scheduling conflicts or contract disputes. From Kevin Costner's infamous Yellowstone fallout to rumored tensions with actors in 1883 and Tulsa King, a pattern is starting to emerge. And at the center of it all, Sheridan's reputation for total creative control. He doesn't just run the ship, he designs every rivet, every bolt, every wave it sails on. For some actors, that kind of structure is refreshing. For others, it's suffocating. Imagine stepping into a role with decades of acting experience only to be told there's no room for interpretation, not even a breath outside what's written. That's what Sheridan demands. His characters speak his words, move his way, and follow his rhythm. There's no room for improvisation, collaboration, or even subtle reinvention. For actors used to shaping their own performances, that turns a dream gig into a creative lockdown. It's not ego, it's an artistic mismatch. When you start seeing big names slip out the back door of the Sheridanverse, it's not always about money or timing. Sometimes it's about creative freedom. These aren't rookies trying to prove themselves. They're seasoned pros who know what they need to thrive. And when a writer's grip becomes too tight, even the brightest stars might choose to walk away. Not because the work isn't good, but because they've lost the space to make it their own. So here's the question. Is Taylor Sheridan protecting the purity of his vision or strangling the creativity out of his stars? Billy Bob isn't the first to raise eyebrows, and at this rate, he won't be the last. If the Sheridanverse keeps losing actors over this tight grip, Landman Season 2 could be just the beginning of a much bigger unraveling. Let me know in the comments, is this brilliance or burnout waiting to happen? Smash that like button, hit subscribe for more behind-the-scenes breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next one unless Sheridan rewrites my script first.